considered to be the earliest exponent of Vishishtadvaita, has named one of his two acclaimed texts as Nyaya Tattva, implying that his system conforms to the set norms of logic. His successors, Yamuna, Ramanuja, and later Acharyas also continued with this tradition. While commenting on the very first Brahma Sutra, namely Atato Brahma Jignasa in his Sri Bhashya, Ramanuja discusses three pramanas and makes it clear that these three, namely Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Shabda, were the ones accepted by the school of Vedanta in the context of countering Advaita doctrine that Brahman is bereft of any attribute whatsoever, Nirvishesha. He declares that the Nirvisheshatva cannot be established by any pramana, as all the pramanas have only a differentiated content, Savishesha Vishayatvat Sarva Pramananam. It's herein that he examines the nature and scope of the three pramanas one by one to establish his point. It's interesting to note that when he takes up the Shabda section for discussion, he quotes profusely from the Vishnu Purana in addition to the Shruti, Bhagavad Gita, and Manusmriti, in order to prove that even Smriti texts support only a Savishesha Brahman. Contribution of Itihasa and Purana texts are significant in the development of Indian philosophical systems, especially so in the case of Vishishtadvaita Vedanta and Vaishnavism. These are acclaimed as Upabrahmana texts in the Indian tradition. Reverence for Vishnu Purana in particular as an important and authoritative source goes back to Ramanuja's predecessor Yamuna, who calls it Purana Ratna when he expresses his reverence to the sage Parashara, the author of Vishnu Purana, in the introductory part of his Stotra Ratna. The stanza runs as Tattvena Yash Chidajit Ishvara Tattva Swabhava Bhogapavarga Tadupaya Gatihi Udaraha Sandarshan Nirvamita Purana Ratnam Tasmai Namo Munivaraya Parasharaya. Both Shankara and Ramanuja hold Vishnu Purana in high esteem and have accepted it as an authentic source book for determining the philosophical doctrines. Vishnu Purana also has the distinction of being the earliest text which treats Vishnu as the supreme Paratattva and identifies him with the Brahman of Upanishads against the background of Pancharatra texts. At the very outset, the Purana declares that Vishnu is the sole cause of creation, sustenance, and dissolution of the universe. This corroborates the Taittiriya Upanishad statement, Yato va imani bhutani, etc., and the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadhyasyataha. The same Vishnu Purana also speaks of Vishnu as Bhagavan, possessing the 6 gunas, and Vasudeva, thus helping in identifying Brahman with Narayana. It is therefore not surprising that Ramanuja has used this text to establish his Siddhanta and to refute his opponent's views, explaining why he takes the support of such texts. Ramanuja quotes the well-known Mahabharata stanza, which states that the import of the Vedas should be elucidated with the help of Itihasa and Puranas, as the Vedas fear that a person of lesser learning may harm them. Explaining why these texts are acclaimed as Upabrahmana texts, Ramanuja states that the authors of these texts elucidate the meaning of the Vedas after having studied the Vedas the same from the learned scholars who have not only mastered the entire Vedas with its contents, but also gained through their devotion yogic powers to intuit the true and inner meaning of the Vedas. Such an insight is possible only in the case of exalted beings like Parashara, who in turn studied under great sages like Pulastya and Vashishta. As we have already observed, since Vishnu Purana is rich in philosophical and theistic content, Ramanuja quotes extensively from it in his Sri Bhashya, Vedanta Sangraha, as well as Vedanta Sara, to prove its doctrines, his doctrines. Advaita holds that Brahman is Nirvishesha Jnana Matra, As against it, Ramanuja states that Brahman abounds in innumerable auspicious attributes. Ananta Kalyana Gunagana. Apart from Shruti and Smriti texts, he quotes more than 30 stanzas from the Vishnu Purana to prove that Brahman is essentially free from all imperfections whatsoever, samasta heya pratyanika, and abounds in innumerable auspicious qualities, samasta kalyana gunagana. The Jignasadhikarana portion of Sri Bhashya is replete with numerous passages from Vishnu Purana that endorse the Vishishtadvaita point of view. Yet another point that Ramanuja establishes with the aid of Vishnu Purana is when he propounds his tenet of body-soul relationship, Shariratma Bhava, which he uses to explain the relationship between the Brahman on one hand, and the Chit and Achit on the other. While commenting in the Vedanta Sutra 2.745, Ramanuja states, Parashara and others declare that the world consisting of Chit and Achit is part of Brahman and substantiates this stand, quoting from the Vishnu Purana, Tat sarve vai harehe tanuhu. All these are Hari's body. Tani sarvani tad vapuhu. Ramanuja explains that the entire group of Chit and Achit beings are all real in their states. They constitute the body of the Supreme Brahman, and says that this can be understood from such terms as Sharira, a body, Rupa, form, Tanu, Amsha, a part, Shakti, power, Vibhuti, manifestation of that power, which are used to denote them. When the Vishnu Purana speaks of Vishnu as possessing all auspicious qualities and as one bereft of evils, and like Sakalayatra na Kleshadhyaha, Ramanuja points out that it brings out the Ubhayalingatva portrayed in the Vedanta Sutra. The Vedanta Sangraha of Ramanuja also, as the title indicates, is a composition in which Ramanuja elucidates the import of major Upanishadic passages. Even in this treatise, we come across many quotations from Vishnu Purana. Along with Narayananuvaka, he draws support from Vishnu Purana to identify the Supreme with Vishnu Narayana, as also in determining the Swarupa of Brahman. Some passages are drawn to establish the Divya Mangala Vigraha aspect of the Supreme Brahman herein. Again, while identifying Vishnu as the cause of the universe, Ramanuja quotes over 15 passages from the Vishnu Purana. That it is Vishnu Purana, that it is Vishnu who is propitiated by yagas, and it is he who bestows the fruits of their performance. Karma Phala Pradata is also enunciated with support of Vishnu Purana. Thus we find that along with Shruti and Smriti, Vishnu Purana also plays a very crucial role in propounding the Vishishtadvaita Vedanta in all its aspects. Thank you.
I am very glad, Madam, Dr. Vedavalli Narayanan has taken the topic concerning Vishnu Purana. So I would like to add one pasuram from Alvars, where Tirumashi Alvar has almost exactly translated the Vishnu Purana verse, or being a mystic, he could put the idea of the Vishnu Purana verse in the simple Tamil. Of course, it speaks about the supremacy of God, as well as make us free from the fear of death. Yamakila Karnamule Parikara Madhusudana Prapannan Prabhuraham Anyan Runam Na Vaishnavana. That is found in the Vishnu Purana. Parikara madhusudana prapannan prabhuraham anyanranam na vaishnavanam vadati yamah kila tasya karnamule yamaha tasya karnamule vadati parihara madhusudana prapannan prabhuraham anyanranam na vaishnavanam. That Thirumashi Alvar puts in the Tamil rendering Tirambeen min kandir Tiruvadidan namam marandum puram thoda mandar. Tirambeen min kandir Tiruvadidan namam marandum puram thoda mandar. Sadhuvarai podimingal என்றான் நமனும் தன் தூதுவனை கூவி செவிக்கு. நமன் தன் தூதுவனை கூவி செவிக்கு. Yama gives instruction to his bhatta, and as though in a very whispering way, because if he pronounces the word Madhusudana in the realm of hell, the whole realm will change to heaven. So he puts the word only whispering. Madhusudana prapannana prabhuraham anyananam na vaishnavanam vadati yama kila tasya karnamule. So the Ubhaya Vedanta tradition is for giving equal importance to Tamil texts as well as Sanskrit texts. Vedas or original Sanskrit texts, okay, but Tamil is not somewhat lower cadre. In Ubhaya Vedanta tradition, both Divya Prabandha and Vedas are almost on par with each other. For this, there may be so many similarities between the mystic poems of Alvars and the Shastra, Vedic Shastra, for which Vishnu Purana is almost a small that is quintessence. So I just wanted to add this for the enlightening lecture of Dr. Vedavalli Narayana. Thank you.
I thank Professor Raghavan, and I am thankful to you, Professor Pappu, and both of you, Professor Varadarajan and Dr. Vedavalli Narayanan, for presenting their papers. Now we come to the end of this session. The next item of today is a Hindustani presentation, music presentation by Mrs. Priya Purushottaman. To commemorate this occasion, this musical presentation will feature a mixture of Hindustani devotional bhajans along with select Tamil pasurams and Sanskrit slokas. The slokas selected come from the traditions propagated by Ramanuja and Sri Vaishnava tradition, including verses from various Alvar saints. The Hindustani repertoire will include thematically relevant bhajans by Bhakti poets such as Mirabai, Surdas and Abhangas. The troupe features Hindustani vocalists Priya Purushottaman, Sri Gurumurti Vaidya on tabla and Sri Vyasamurti Katti on harmonium. Concert length will be 1.5 hours. And about the artists, may I introduce them? They will be coming shortly. Priya Purushottam is a Hindustani vocalist, disciple of Srimati Aditi Upadhyaya and the late Pandit Dinakar Kaikini. She has performed extensively around India and abroad, including platforms such as NCPA, Mumbai, Kalakshetra, Chennai, India International Center, Delhi, and other places. Before studying Hindustani Rag Sangeet, Priya trained extensively in both Carnatic vocal music and Western classical violin for 13 years, giving her a diverse and strong musical foundation. Sri Vyasamurti Katti is a leading harmonium artist in India, having accompanied artists such as Mrs. Gangubai Hangal, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Begum Parvin Sultana, Pandit Ajay Chakravarti and many others. I hope I am reading the names properly because I do not know them. Many of them I never had many of Hindustani concerts. Sri Gurumurthy Vaidya has been in Hindustani music circles for nearly 16 years and a graded artist of All India Radio. He has accompanied many well-known artists such as Dr. N. Rajam, Srimati Ashwini Bhide, Deshpande, Pandit Ullas Kasalkar, Pandit Brijbhushan Kabra and many more. So I would like to request all of you to be here to listen to the Hindustani music recital which will be for 1.5 hours. With this, may I now request our President of the Trust to honor the Madam, Dr. Vedavalli, our President will honor Dr. Vedavalli. Madam. Now over to Professor Bharadarajan, our main inspiration for this whole conference. So please give a a special